We are live! Let's press that record button. That record button, of course. God dang! Alright, we got some MMA news. And then, of course, as usual, we're gonna take your questions, your comments, early predictions. I don't care. Whatever y'all comment, I'm gonna read those comments and I'm gonna reply with something. I don't know what I'm going to reply with. Let's see. Let's get this thumbnail going, because the thumbnail is ass right now. Goddamn. Alright. And we should be good to go. Alright, we are live. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Alright, let's go on the Tapology, see how bright it is. That's not too shabby. What is up, Elijah Pilipovic, sup, Jew? Okay, hi, hello indeed, welcome to the live stream. Alright, let's check it on YouTube. Email Mason. Where is Email Mason? I don't even see him in here. Alright, well, what is up, everybody? We are live indeed with some MMA news. That's what we're going to go into at the beginning of today's live stream. Is going to be a lot of things that have happened recently. And it's mainly just going to be right here. The second channel videos, we're going to post them separately. And then we're going to make one big main channel video as well, which is just going to be, all the MMA news topics into one. We're going to talk about, is Paddy a future champion? Obviously not. But we're going to see what is his ceiling in the lightweight division. Alex Pereira becoming a UFC champion was perfect for the UFC. What would have happened if Israel Adesanya were to have won? I do not know. But that is a lot of the stuff we are going to be talking about in today's live stream. So, before we get into it, I'm going to change these settings so Ilya Pilipovic, however you say that name, can stop spamming the chat with 1,000 comments per second. I got Hershey Squirts. Goddamn MMA Joey. Bert the Young God is live. Rejoice, people. Rejoice. What's next for Shavkat? Probably Brian Barberina. Get him an easy dub. Why do your parents beat you? They used to. Not anymore, though. Not anymore, indeed. Oh, God. I am hungry. I bet you are. Not Barberina. It has to be Barberina. Give him the easy peasy W, Just get him the easy win. Alright, we're going to make it like 8 seconds, And we're going to go subscribers only. That should be good to go. Alright, let's check it out. So, for today's MMA news, we're going to go over to the Instagram. First topic of the day is going to be in the UFC's bantamweight division. So, we're going to have to go over to those UFC rankings to check him out, because he just did actually enter the top 15 of the bantamweight division right there in Said Nurmagomedov. So we're going to check all of that out right now in the bantamweight division. They put him really low. They have him above Umar. What are the Tapology rankings? Having Said Nurmagomedov above Umar? No, okay, that's horrible. That is absolutely horrible. But we go on to the UFC's bantamweight division. Said Nurmagomedov says on Twitter, hey, at UFC, at Ali Abdelaziz, at Sean Shelby, at Dana White, I am ready to take on a fight at UFC 285 in March. Let's do it. Showing some training footage of him hitting the mat or hitting the pads with his coach right there. And he is looking to return in March. Most likely a card that's going to be headlined with John Jones, Francis Ngannou. Maybe John Jones, Curtis Blades. Hopefully it's John Jones, Francis Ngannou, but we've seen Said Nurmagomedov do some really good things inside of the UFC. Started, got a very close decision, then knocked out Ricardo Ramos. devastatingly with a body kick, lost the decision on Mahayoni Barcelos, then won on an absolute tear. 51-second knockout, 47-second guillotine, a unanimous decision on Douglas Silva de Andrade, then he guillotined Sayokub Kakarama. That guillotine is a very good weapon from him. He's got like 3 or 4 guillotines on his record. Half his wins by finish, half of them are by a decision. Now, for who he's going to be fighting, because he's saying he wants to fight at UFC 285. There's a lot of guys he can potentially face on that UFC 285 card, because the bantamweight division, what are they doing? Nobody wants to fight. Not a single person really wants to fight. The only matchup we have in the top 15 of the bantamweight division, besides like Umar Nurmagomedov and Hayoni Barcelos, is literally Marlon Chito Vera, Corey Sandhagen. That is it. Piotr Jan doesn't have a fight. Merab Dvalishvili does not have a fight. He should probably get a title fight, or he should fight Piotr Jan in this one. They haven't made any fights for that. O'Malley doesn't have a fight. Yadong doesn't have a fight. Ricky Simone, on a goddamn 5-fight win streak, does not have a fight. Nobody has a fight here. Said Nurmagomedov's looking for a fight at UFC 285. He has all the options because nobody is booked at this moment in time. Now, my thing here is, are they going to push him up the rankings? Or are they going to be like, dude, Sayokub Kakramanov was kind of dominating you in round number 1. We might actually have to give you one more fight before, or maybe then we'll give you a top 15 fight. But you need one more good win outside of the top 15, because getting a decision on Douglas Silva and getting kind of dominated by Sayokub Kakramanov, that's a little iffy there. For you to be fighting all these top 15 killers of the bantamweight division, such as O'Malley, Jan, Merab, Vera, Sandhagen, Font Cruz, Song, Munoz, Simone, Umar, Gutierrez, Yanez, and Jack Shore. I don't know if he's ready for that kind of opposition just yet. And even if he was, Jack Shore, I don't think is going to accept it. There's really like no movement going on there. Yanez probably is going to get Rob Font next. Chris Gutierrez deserves a step up. Umar deserves a step up. Ricky deserves a step up. Yadong, there's no way they're doing Yadong versus Said. That's just too big of a jump for Said. And Pedro Munoz, like Pedro Munoz is not going down all the way to number 15. If he's going to fight anyone below him in the rankings, the UFC probably make it a Chris Gutierrez fight to do a nice kickboxing battle, showcasing Chris Gutierrez, the new striker versus the old striker, and boost Gutierrez to the rankings. So as of right now, I don't actually think Said Nurmagomedov is going to get a top 15 fight. I think he's going to have to go outside of the top 15 and fight one of the up-and-comers, like maybe a Montel Jackson, possibly maybe a Rafael Assunção, coming back inside of that top 15, Jonathan Martinez, Kyler Phillips. There's a lot of names here for potential matchups for Said Nurmagomedov. I don't think it's going to be like a Javid Basharat or any like the undefeated up-and-coming contenders, but some of those up-and-comers that have kind of already had their shot and they kind of blew it. Sorry about that. And they're not necessarily like super young and super good prospects and things like that. So I would actually assume maybe a Montel Jackson fight inside of the top 15 or a Jonathan Martinez fight. Another one where Jonathan and Montel Jackson have shown some little weaknesses every now and then in their fight. Jonathan's been knocked out a lot of times. It could be a good showcase fight for Said Nurmagomedov. Montel Jackson was getting rocked a few times against Julio Arce and against JP Buys even in their fight. So there's a few fights that you can make for Said Nurmagomedov. I don't believe he really deserves a top 15 fight after kind of losing a lot of that fight to Sayokub Kakramanov. So I'm thinking right now, in the UFC's bantamweight division, you got to do. Let's just go Montel Jackson. I would say Montel Jackson versus Said Nurmagomedov at UFC 285 on the prelims. If Montel wins, all right, Montel's in the top 15. If Said wins, all right, then at that point, maybe you got someone like Dominic Cruz losing one more fight to Chris Gutierrez, and then Said can fight him or something like that. But right now, I don't think Said deserves an up-and-coming test against like a Pedro Munoz or Ricky Simone and any of these guys in the top 15, but it's really tough because it's such a stacked division, and everyone right here in that like 10 to 15 range are all up-and-comers, so you don't really want to put Said against any of those guys. They're all on win streaks, so they're not going to want to go back in the rankings, so it's a tough thing to do in the bantamweight division, a matchup who Said is possibly going to fight next, but I'm predicting maybe a Montel Jackson, or maybe, who's the other guy I was saying? I said Montel Jackson, or maybe a Jonathan Martinez. One of those two guys, I'm thinking he's probably going to fight next. But who do y'all think he should fight? He says he wants it at UFC 285. I'm assuming Montel and Jonathan would definitely accept a Said Nurmagomedov fight. It'd be a good one. Who do y'all think wins and why in those two matchups? And do you think those are the correct matchups to make for Said Nurmagomedov? Put your thoughts down below. Let's check the comments before we get into more MMA news. Let's see. Thoughts on Joey being, I don't know, he's fat. Just pooed in my hand and now I'm throwing it around like a chimp. Why not Michel Pereira in Brazil? Pulling from Brady fight. Michel has been out for months. Yeah, I don't know why they didn't put Michel versus Brady at UFC 283. That would have been a banger. I like to roll around in the mud and squeal like a pig. All right. Have a great New Year's, Bert. Thank you, Jesus Hernandez or Jesus Hernandez, however you pronounce it. Have a good New Year's yourself. Nubster, when's the Q&A video coming out? Later today. Big ups. MMA Joey, check Discord. Bert, how confident are you in staying with us whole 2023? 90% confident. 90% confident. Unless I get in trouble and my parents take away all my stuff again. Hamzat versus Shavkat. Prediction. I'm going to have to go Hamzat Chimaev. TKO later on in the fight. Hamzat has the better chin. He's got more power than Shavkat. And Shavkat's chin is a little iffy in my opinion. So I believe Shavkat, if he had a better chin, I would say Shavkat wins that one. But, I gotta go Hamzat to win that one. He's just gonna clip this part of the stream and post it as a news reaction video. I'm gonna get all the news, because we have like 7 or 8 topics today. I'm gonna make all those 8 topics one big MMA news video. We have 2 other videos we're trying to make today as well. Which is going to be Pereira becoming a champion. What if Adesanya won and Paddy Pimblett's ceiling in the UFC? Then it's just going to be one video with all the MMA news combined in it. Then we're going to post little snippets of all the MMA news topics on the second channel, because I don't want to flood the main channel with videos. Do you think MMA Joey has intentionally blank takes? Every now and then, he's just trying to brew up some controversy, you know? This is what happens when you read chat 30 minutes later, you're missing context. I gotta make the video, though. Listen, Shavkat versus Michel. UFC 283, if Michel can make the weight. Shavkat versus Michel? No, they're not doing Shavkat versus Michel. There's no way. Michel does not want the smoke. Shavkat, I mean, yeah, he'd probably take the fight, I'd say, but I mean, why not just get easy money Brian Barberina, you know? Bert, you watching this Bellator versus Ryzen card tomorrow? Of course. Of course, there are some banger fights on that card, so of course, I am going to be watching a Bellator versus Ryzen quick pick prediction video. We could do that. One sec. Yeah, we could do that. It was on here. So let's see. Alrighty then. Why not? Do you think you could beat Joey in a fight at this point in time? Yep. I do, because I'm very good at getting the back like an Aljamain Sterling, and if I can get under the chin, I know there's really not much of a neck there, but if I can kind of get on one of the veins right here, one of the like the mustard and chili dog veins that the MMA Joey probably has under the flaps of skin, possibly get a rear naked on him. But I don't know. It's either I have to gas him out in the striking or just try to move really, really fast, get his back, and try to submit him. That'd probably be it. Bellator isn't sweeping in Japan. You never know. But let's get it with the quick pick predictions in the Bellator's lightweight division. Bellator MMA versus Ryzen FF. Still, to this day, do not know what FF means, but the fight is Fighting Federation. That's what it is. My bad about that, but this fight is going to be happening, I believe, tomorrow on New Year's Eve at 8 p.m. The fights are going to end pretty much right when 2023 starts, and we got some good fights. AJ McKee Jr. was only lost to another guy on the card in Patricio Pitbull, who he actually also beats, and he's going to be fighting Roberto de Souza, who got knocked out pretty badly in his only loss, but he did get that loss back with a nice submission win in round number 1 earlier this year against Johnny Case right there. He's got very good Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He's the Brazilian as well. We got clever Quickie Earps right there in the featherweight division. One of the best Japanese fighters in the world versus Patricio Pitbull. We got two Japanese guys, Kyoji Horiguchi, Hiromasa Ugikuba. This is like the 4th time these guys have fought. That doesn't say like trilogy or 4th fight or anything, but these guys have fought a lot of times. Juan Archuleta, Su Chul Kim, that's a solid fight as well. And Koji Takeda, Gaji Rabadanov. There's some good fights in the card. We're going to do the early prediction. Not the early prediction, this is a late prediction, but of 27 and 29 years old, Gaji losing to Mehdi Dakayev over there in Eagle FC, but got some good wins after that. Knocked out Daniel Carey, beat JJ Wilson with some wrestling, also outstriking him a little bit in that fight as well. He's taller, he's lengthier, and Koji Takeda, he is very, very solid in terms of the submission game, but a guy like Gaji Rabadanov should be able to go out there, take the fight down, and control it there as well as outstrike him on the feet. I do believe it is going to be a good fight, but the only real way I can see Koji Takeda winning here is pulling up some sort of a submission. Just trying to get something off when he is going to be losing the fight, because Gaji is going to destroy him on the ground, controlling, ground and pounding a little bit. I don't think he's going to get the finish, but he'll just ground and pound and get that control time on top. And in the striking, I do think Gaji's height and reach going to throw a little bit more volume as well, will have the advantage there in terms of the strike. And again, the only way I really do see him winning and going out there and beating Gaji Rabadanov is going to be by a very fluke submission. Right now, Gaji is at minus 380 on the betting odds. The fight to go to a decision at minus 190, and Rabadanov by decision, which I guess that is my prediction, is at even money plus 100. Who do y'all think wins and why? Koji Takeda, Gaji Rabadanov. I got Gaji by a decision. Juan Archuleta and Su Chul Kim in the bantamweight division, 35 and 31 years old. This is a live underdog right here. I'm going to say that right now. Juan Archuleta is a 2-1 favorite on BetOnline right there. But it's a 50-50 fight in my opinion. It is a lot closer than a lot of people are going to be thinking. I do think it is going to go to a decision, but there's a very, very good chance Su Chul Kim can go out there and get a little bit of an upset. He's 31 years old, in the prime of his MMA career, same height, and a little bit of a reach advantage for Juan Archuleta. Coming off 2 good wins over another guy in this card in Hiromasa Ugikubo, and a win on Hyde Park, only losing to, well, Hyde Park in a fight he just came back immediately after and ended up knocking him out. I believe he did fight in the UFC quite a while ago. It wasn't UFC, was it? I thought he was in the UFC, or he just fought someone that was in the UFC. And Hiromasa Ugikubo, but he's got very solid strike and a good grappling game, but I think this is just going to be one where there'll be takedowns mixed in every now and then, but it's mainly just going to be a striking battle. Su Chul Kim going for a few submissions, Juan mixing in some takedowns, but really I see like a minute, maybe 2 minutes of total wrestling and grappling on this entire fight. Mainly I do believe it's going to be a striking fight. Su Chul Kim, if he can make some big moments happen here and rock Juan Archuleta with a few good shots, he could very well go out there and win. He has been known to do that in the past, where he's losing the fight and then boom, lands a good head kick like he did on Hyde Park. But I still think Juan Archuleta is slightly better of a striker. He's a little bit longer in terms of the reach as well, and he's a bit bigger. I would say he's going to have the size advantage as well over Sol Kim. It's a good fight. I don't think he should be a 2-1 favorite by any means, but again, I think another Bellator versus Rizin fight is going to go to a decision. I hope not. I hope we see a finish here from Juan Archuleta or Sol Kim. I hope they go out there and one of them gets a knockout in round 1, round number 2, but I can't see it. I see the fight going all the way. I got Juan Archuleta winning this one by a decision. After that one, oh, this is an easy one in my opinion. It's a flyweight fight for Kyoji Horiguchi inside of Bellator versus Rizin. Kyoji Horiguchi and Hiromasa Ugi Kubo. Hiromasa was on The Ultimate Fighter, where all the champions of every flyweight division were competing to get that title shot against Demetrius Johnson. I mean, he went out there, beat the South African champion, beat Adam Antolin, American, Alexandre Pantoja. The dude, Hiromasa Ugi Kubo, beats Alexandre Pantoja right there. Then ended up losing to the season winner, Tim Elliott. But got 2 more wins, and look who it is. Kyoji Horiguchi beating him by a unanimous decision. You look before The Ultimate Fighter. Kyoji Horiguchi is right gosh dang there. And he ended up losing that one by a second round rear naked choke submission. After losing to Kyoji for the second time, he won 3 fights in a row, lost once, won 5 fights in a row, and then he lost again right there. This is the trilogy between the two guys, but Hiromasa's already lost twice by a decision and by a rear naked choke submission. Kyoji Horiguchi coming off a good win in Rizin, getting that arm triangle on Yuto Hokamura, but losing to Patchy Mix and Sergio Pettis. So it's going to be a tough one in my opinion. I'm just kidding. It's a pretty easy and very easy prediction for me to make. I mean, Hiromasa Ugi Kubo has lost to him twice. He just came off a loss to a guy way, way worse than Kyoji Horiguchi and Chul Kim, who's solid, but nowhere near the level of a Kyoji Horiguchi. Kyoji is bigger, he is stronger, he's just the overall better striker, better wrestler. He's better everywhere in my opinion. And these betting odds right here, minus 900, it honestly makes some sense in my opinion. So for this one right here, if you're on Bet365, bet fight doesn't go to a decision. If you're on Bet Online, bet the fight does go to a decision, because those are very, very weirdly lopsided odds right there. But I am going to go Kyoji Horiguchi. I'm gonna go Kyoji to get a finish here. I'm gonna go Kyoji to get a submission rear naked choke round number 2, round number 3. I think it's gonna be the same way he won the first fight. It's gonna be another submission from Kyoji Horiguchi. After that one, we go on to the featherweight division. Patricio Pitbull and Kleber Quick Earps in the featherweight division, 35 and 33 years old. Taller and lengthier is Kleber Quick Earps. If you look on Tapology, 83% going Pitbull, mainly to win by knockout, and everyone picking Kleber pretty much is saying he's going to go out there and get the submission. Now, right now, for Patricio Pitbull, I mean, he had a very dominant performance on Adam Boric. Wasn't the best fight ever, but, I mean, before that, he was getting finish after finish after finish. A 3-minute finish on Emmanuel Sanchez with a guillotine. Just starched Pedro Carvalho in that fight, beat Juan Archuleta, starched Michael Chandler in about 1 minute. I mean, guillotines are all over the record, and first round knockouts are also all over the record. And that's what I think he should go out there and try to do, is not go for the guillotine, because, I mean, you're not going to get it on a guy like Kleber Quick Earps at 31-5-1 with rear naked, darces, triangles, rear naked, darces, triangles, over and over and over again. You're not going out there trying to submit this guy. You're not going out there trying to take him down and beat him at his own game. Mateusz Gamrot could not submit him. Mateusz Gamrot could not finish him on the ground. Patricio is not going to go out there and finish him on the ground. If you're going to beat a guy like Kleber Quick Earps, I'm going to have to outstrike him for 3 straight rounds, pressure him, land the bigger shots, or knock him out early on in the fight. Those are really the only ways. You're not going for takedowns. You're not looking to ground and pound. You're looking to strike for 3 straight rounds, or you're looking to knock him out earlier on in the fight. But I think this one's going to go all the way. I mean, Kleber has that kind of Charles Oliveira kind of situation. If he does get hurt on the feet, just going to pull guard. He's going to try to go for a heel hook, an ankle lock, or something like that, just to kind of survive that situation. He has that in his back pocket at pretty much every moment. So I do think the fight goes all the way. I don't know why. They're so against the fight being a decision right there. I mean, Ferreira by finish is at -110 right there, when he really didn't show he wanted to get the finish in the Adam Boric fight. So Ferreira by decision is at +188. That is tempting. That is very, very tempting. That is my prediction. Patricio by a decision. So far, I only got 1 finish in Kyoji Horiguchi. Again, I hope Patricio gets a finish. I hope Juan and Gaji get a finish. I hope we see like all 5 fights as finishes, but a lot of these rising guys are very tough, so I do think a lot of these are going to go all the way. Roberto de Souza and AJ McKee Jr. Pretty similar height, similar reach. I don't believe Roberto is going to be a lot smaller in reach, a lot harder, a lot longer in reach or anything like that. But the dude is an ace on the ground. So is AJ McKee Jr. But the difference is AJ is a lot better of a striker. That's all we really gotta say. AJ McKee Jr. rocked Patricio Pitbull in their first fight, then guillotined them as his back was to the cage. He did knock out Georgi Karakanyan as well, knocked out John Teixeira, head kick knocked out Dominic Mazzotto right there, and got a lot of knee and head kick and ground and pound TKO wins earlier on in his career as well. I don't know if we're gonna see a finish here though. This is a tough one because Roberto, he has been finished. First off, he definitely has been finished. That's his only loss was Johnny Case getting knocked out in 1 minute and 15 seconds. But, dude, AJ McKee Jr. could not finish Spike Carlo for whatever reason. And he got, 4 finishes in a row right there. Couldn't finish Pat Caron, who he beat by unanimous decision. I just don't know if there's going to be a finish. And obviously, my prediction is going to be AJ, because the grappling can match up pretty well. I think Roberto probably has a little bit of an advantage. But it shouldn't be like such a dominating advantage on the ground over AJ McKee Jr. And then the striking, AJ is just so far superior. His kicking game, his knees in the clinch, and his overall boxing technique is a lot better than Roberto de Souza. So I don't know if I'm going to go finish or a decision. I'm very curious to see what... Wow. Fight goes to a decision is +250. That is tough. Wow. -125 for AJ McKee Jr. to get a finish. I think if he's going to get a finish, it'll be a TKO. I can't see that +550 submission hitting. But gosh dang, McKee by decision is valuable. +450 for AJ McKee by decision. Now, I'm going to go finish. I'm going to go AJ McKee Jr. round number 2, round number 3 TKO. But is that going to have a lot of value? Probably not. +135. There's not a lot there for a McKee TKO. And if you want to risk it a little bit more and go... and go inside the distance, it's only -125. Not a lot there, not a lot of value, not a lot of bang for your buck. So +450, that is a heck of a lot of value. But I'm going to go AJ McKee Jr. by TKO, round number 2, round number 3. It is very interesting, though. It is very, very interesting. Roberto is live in terms of the submission, but I think... Dude, the fight could definitely go all the way. +450 for AJ by decision when he's coming off a decision win. And his last 2 fights have both went to a decision. I don't know. That's a little iffy there. But that is my prediction. AJ by a finish. TKO round 2, round 3. Those are the full card prediction. We got the Bellator sweep. Gaji Rabadana by unanimous decision, Juan Archuleta in a very close 29-28 decision, Kyoji with a 2nd or 3rd round submission, Patricio Pitbull with the decision, and AJ McKee Jr. with the late finish, TKO. But if you're going to bet that, you got to bet that decision. Sorry, that had some hiccups right there, but that is it for Bellator MMA versus Ryzen Fighting Federation full card prediction in the Saitama Arena in Japan. But subscribe, y'all know what to do. We'll see you in the next one. Gaji Rabadana. That's a solid card. That is a very solid card. All right, let's read these comments. Dun 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Real talk, Bert. If Jake Paul and Derek Brunson begin training MMA at the same time, at the same age, who develops into the better fighter? Jake Paul. He's just more athletic. Jake Paul becomes 185 champion. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Let's feed Barbarina to Shavkat. Why not? Let's do it. If Jake trains MMA for 12 years, Bert, do you think MMA Joey should be executed for his crimes? Yes, of course. Bert, thoughts on the homeless problem in California? Not good. That's why I left. Bro, Robertson versus Rose in the sub-grappling. I got Rose as a lock. What is your thoughts? No such thing as a lock. But if you do think she is a lock, gotta look at them damn betting odds. Rose Namajunas at plus 150 on Betway. A lot of value. I do believe if you're gonna bet anything, bet Rose Namajunas. And then you got Joe Pyfer at minus 130. That's not bad at all. That's not bad at all as well. Mike Ballard at minus 205 is not bad at all. Yeah, we got some interestingness here. We got some good fights. What is up, Jags the Nation? You were a homeless Bert. How? No, I was not. But I did live in California. All right. 1 second, y'all. And then we go on to the second topic of the live stream, which is going to be Nate Diaz's future in the UFC. Trying to think of guys Nate Diaz can fight. I don't know. Who will Nate Diaz fight next? Is the Wi-Fi not working? I would probably bet Guida. Isn't it going to be like a draw, though? Because I don't think Hooper's going to submit him. I think Guida's just going to make it a wrestling match and hold on for like an hour. That's probably what's going to happen there. Is it on? It's on the wrong Wi-Fi. And I can't switch it because it'll end the freaking stream. So bad. Oh, yeah.